Right, okay. Alright, thank you. I was gonna say, it looks a bit chunky, and I do remember the Hayabusas being pretty chunky. Yeah, don't get the wrong impression, by the way. It's not like I was one of those cool people on bikes. I was riding a 250. Nothing special, boys. Almost killed myself many times. It is a weird angle of it for the picture, that's for sure. So now we have people not believing it's a GSXR. Now I'm very confused. As the reserve time is still going down. 5 seconds left for Godsent, and it will be the Leshrac. And Godsent... Oh, hello, Wind Ranger pops out. I'm not gonna lie, I do not like this pick at all. I don't think the Wind Ranger offers enough with this team. I think you're relying too much on skill shots to lock people down. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe Godsent's gonna surprise us. Perhaps one of these newer players on the side of Godsent, you know, a God tier Wind Ranger players. I'm not sure.
5 seconds remaining.
Now aggressive mode. I guess there's not really a way to deal with the Wind Ranger Wind Run, to be fair, so maybe Godsent are thinking about it that way. It's like, how are you actually going to hit this Wind Ranger? There's not really great magic burst either in the Oracle Ancient Apparition. They've got to make a decision for this mid pickup to kind of change things up and have a way to deal with this WR. Take a lot of time. And still take a lot of time.
You may now select
There's the
your
DK
heroes.
popping up. I don't mind seeing it. I think this is a very, very hard to deal with aggressive mode draft. I will happily admit, though, that they do not have a way to deal with the Wind Ranger. So if that Wind Ranger pops off, gets out of control, until you see something like an MKB popping up from somebody, they have no way of dealing with her. So Godsent, I guess we'll see how much work they can get done. Still think aggressive mode has the better draft overall, for sure. Only time will tell. We're about to get into it. And, or maybe we're not. No, we are. We are. Don't worry. The feed isn't going anywhere. We're fine. And we shall start the game. Game number 1 of this best of 3, aggressive mode versus Godsent. Godsent with 2 new players. Should be pretty interesting to see what these new players can get done as we do immediately look at this alligator slark. It's a terrible cosmetic to say the least.
Is victory.
It's terrible, cameraman. Can we get someone prettier?
I came a long way to
cameraman
see you die.
Does as he wishes. Won't listen to me. Thank you, Wish. If I remember correctly, it was Wish that was playing the mid lane for Godsent. Suddenly he's in the safe lane as this Wind Ranger. His top lane, Naive, already going to throw out a stun. Still going to follow up with some more harassment.
30 seconds to battle.
And I'm just wondering why they sent Wish down bot. They're actually going to run the Slark mid. Which is fine against the DK, because Slark's going to have a great old time stealing stats the whole time. In fact, this should be a very heavily favored Slark lane, that mid lane.
I came a long way to see you die. I saw that. My deepest sympathies.
Pablo start walking around limping on one leg right now. He's lost a lot of HP. Be alright. Get out of there. So this mid lane, Era versus Sunlight, we do have a pause coming up, but Era should really dominate this lane up against the DK. Unless we see very early rotations, which there really shouldn't be from the side of aggressive mode, this DK should struggle. Of course, he has Breathe Fire to rely on for some CS, but overall the Slug should really dominate this lane. Even when you hit that level 3 mark, you go level 2 Essence Shift, and then suddenly you're just hitting like a truck. But those stats are going to last that much longer. CTO, look for a courier snipe point, get it. Nice micro there from the AA Lil. Wish having a decent time on the Wind Ranger, just really farming up. You know, you can see the aggressive positioning. He's already got 8 last hits. I mean, this is a free Slark laner. I cannot believe aggressive mode are going to allow this to happen.
I came a long way to see you die.
It also allows the Slark to rotate very easily and be quite aggressive. He's already located in the mid. So it's not going to be too hard to run up and down the river and, you know, grab a power rune and start making ganks if he needs to. Not really something you see too often from a Slark, but doesn't mean it can't happen. There's Sunlight going to try and pull the creep wave to his T1. Wants to stop giving stats away. And bot lane, the Oracle's falling very low, and they do find the kill. They also find Wish on the Wind Ranger. A direct trade 1-to-1. Pablo does manage to get the first blood on the Doom, but you killed the Wind Ranger, so I think aggressive mode is still okay with that, as you'll see Era again, gets a haste rune, takes more stats for himself. And he has the level 2 Essence Shift now. He even went for the level 1 pounce. Just in case he gets that many stats, he can actually make the pounce, lock the DK in and get the kill. Jix. We find all about. You know, it does salve up. Sunlight. Actually, a nice deny on the Observer Ward as well from Era. Goes for the pounce. More stacks to be taken. Sunlight. I mean, he's finding the CS. He's doing a decent job on the DK. It's just how freely this farm's gonna, Slark's farming is the real concern. Shackle, very, very nice on the Oracle. Spartan, though, just going to turn around with the Fortune's End and Purifying Flames. They've got the stun off. Wish, do you have Wind Run? Apparently not. He goes down. Spartan may go down as well to the Scorched Earth for Pablo. And that's the second time you see the Wind Ranger dying in lane. Aggressive Mode will be more than happy to continue repeating this. That makes it a 2 for 2 now. Even Naive in this Wraith King having a very nice time. They actually have rotated Spartan in to try and help out with this mid. You can't keep him there forever. He's going to soak too much XP away from the DK, but they do at least give a little bit of space over to that Dragon Knight again. Spartan actually is going to maintain his position in that mid for a while. They have jumped the Slark mid lane. He's falling low, but we're not looking at him for some reason. Error. He survives.
Top tower is under attack.
And they're actually planning to babysit Sunlight? Well, the Doom's over here now as well. Era will come back to the lane, no issues. But now Spartan rotates around, Fortune's End, Purifying Flames, it all connects, and Sunlight won't really even bother chasing, he just wants to get CS. While he can. It's top lane. They do get Lil on the AA, and now the Wraith King gonna find a trade onto CTO. Both cores finding themselves a kill as Regix is going to back off. You know what? At first I was a little bit shocked. Oh, actually, nice Shackle coming out from Wish. Now the Doom bringing out the Infernal Blade. And what I was trying to say is at first I was a little bit shocked about Spartan, you know, staying in the mid lane. Now I kind of agree with it, but it looks like he's given enough advantage over to Sunlight so he can get his Soul Ring up, and that means he can just spam Breathe Fire to get CS. So now it won't be that required for him to stick around. It's still going to be a rough lane for the DK for sure, but not quite as hard when the Soul Ring's there.
Double damage.
Even double damage now on Sunlight. Era, you don't know what to trade like that.
I can't let you have that.
He does have Shadow Dance, so he probably feels a little bit safe. Sunlight pops the DK form. Didn't have stun anyway. He's just trying to get some tier 1 tower damage off with the double damage. Era will just heal up in the tree line and get back to pulling this creep wave away. But Sunlight is just happily going to keep hitting on that tier 1. Skylark now going to start pursuing Pablo. Corrosive Haze going to be there, but Fortune's End does connect. Just don't bother going for the stun. Sunlight has done a lot of damage to the tier 1 though. Now Era, he's had enough. He comes back in, more Essence Shift stacks, back to farming. But considering the lane, Sunlight's going to be okay with what's happening as top lane, CTO now, does go down. Bot lane, Pablo goes down. Where are we looking, Mr. Cameraman? There we go. Skylark does find the Doom. So it's going to make it a 3 to 5 with a slight net worth lead over to Aggressive Mode. Naive on this Wraith King. Actually, top of the last hit scored 55 and 4. Going for the Radiance build. I don't necessarily disagree with. Quite handy when you are up against a Slark. Even the Wind Ranger, of course. Just having that way to kind of burn her down throughout a team fight does help.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Pablo is kind of coming in for an Infernal Blade on Sunlight. He's not really going to mind that. They look to set up on mid. You see the Wind Ranger, we see the Slark rotating. Mid lane, Mr. Cameraman. Cameraman, mid lane. No, not top. The mid lane. They're jumping the DK. I can see it on top of the map. Oh, alright, never mind. Sunlight goes down to Era. Thank you. Looks like they do find Lil on the AA, but the Wind Ranger has been caught out. Wish trying to outrun them. Skylark just making the chase, and they do get the kill. Era going to keep going. He is hitting very, very hard right now. He has 16 stolen stacks as they keep going. Perhaps after the Oracle instead? No, they want the Slaughter. It's going to be 4 heroes going down for the price of 1. I will politely remind you guys I am not controlling the camera, so please don't get upset with me. Mid lane again, you still have those essence shifts, so why not just jump on Sunlight? He's a sitting duck. Power shot does not connect, but it does not matter. Era now with 25 stacks of essence shift. Can just keep going over and over again. Whoever pops in mid is just going to die. I see an AA in mid. He's out of pounce range, or maybe not. Era is kind of going forward, but we're going to look at Naive instead. CTO in trouble. He's managed to walk away.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yes.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I'm just going to keep farming up the jungle. He's still top of the net worth. But he's going to need that farm. The Era has had such a free lane. Gotten so much out of it. So many kills. Like, how much permanent agility does he have already? Feels like he would have a fair bit. Skylark looking to try and chase down the Wind Ranger. Won't get away with that. The bot lane, Era, is being jumped as we speak. He does commit Shadow Dance, but may still die, as that Ice Blast doesn't allow him to heal up. Lil trying to find that extra little bit of damage. Era, he does wait out the passive, and now he has help coming in. They get the lasso off onto the AA. Lil falling low to the Firefly. Still Era just waiting to heal up in this tree line, waiting for the right moment. He'll go after Skylark on the Slaughter now. Skylark, he gets doomed up. There's no running away now. Era gets the pounce off and now rejects. He gets a one-man Dream Coil, but he found a better target in the form of the DK. They'll hold Sunlight down, and there's no way out of this. Era, though, may drop as a trade, though. No, he survives. Lil still trying to run away. Ish is going to be able to find the pick off, and, well, Skylark, he'll come back in for Pablo. Buybacks have been expended. Skylark, you may die again, and it looks like he does. A very, very early dieback on the Slaughter. And that's going to be a 13-7. 1k net worth lead. You still got the saving grace in the Wraith King, who is freely farming.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
He's just gonna keep farming till he gets the Radiance up. Even after that Radiance, I don't necessarily think it's gonna be enough for him to get involved, but if he sees the opportunity, he definitely could try. In fact, he may need to, considering how his team's going right now.
Dire's top tower is under attack. top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
Gammas mid lane, bit of action. Sunlight moving up towards the Doom, where it looks like Pablo and CTO are going to hang out. Starting with the sticky napalms. Lane breakout. CTO, he'll Firefly back down the hill.
Top tower is under attack.
Godsent, meanwhile, taking the top tier 2 tower. It hasn't quite gone down, but Puck is just freely hitting away at it. Well, they'll remain at a 13-7 though. 2k net worth lead is there for Godsent as CTO does get caught out Spartan with the fast fingers on the Fortune's End. Live gets a little bit closer to finishing off that Radiance, and it's actually going to be very, very well timed. Already has the Sacred Relic, so you're looking at maybe 15.5 minutes to finish off the full Radiance. It's not bad. Like I said, he's going to need it. Looks like Era will have a Diffusal Blade up pretty darn soon. His courier is on the way with something.
Denied.
There it is. Diffusal on Era. Yules, Rejects will catch out the Slider for a bit, but Skylark will manage to back out. Era wants to get aggressive with this Diffusal. Spots out Naive and wants to go for a very quick pick-off. Of course, he can drain the mana of Naive, and well, Naive going to try and fight back. Era does force out the one charges at least, but once he sees all those rotations, he can definitely not go any further. As the team fight will continue, Sunlight going on to Pablo, and they do get the Ice Blast off. CTO looking for Spartan on the Oracle and does get the lasso, as well as Era jumping in for the damage. They clean him up. Lil also going down there on the AA, and Buybacks flying out once again from aggressive mode. They try to go on Era, but he shadow dances immediately and just wants to back out. Lane break from CTO, gonna knock him back a bit further as Skylark just continuing to chase. Fortune's End will not latch onto anybody. And Era does turn around for a quick Diffusal, and now maybe go back in. They find the Oracle. No buyback on him, he just bought back. Can they kill Era at least? They'll get the reincarnation on Naive. Era, though, completely out of mana on the Slark. And now a Doom flying out as well as a huge Ice Blast. It is going to land on 3, but it doesn't really matter. Era hasn't even died, and Godsent clean up again. Things get from bad to worse. Aggressive mode, just not finding anything. Committing so many buybacks every single team fight. They were so close to the Radiance. I don't know why you even bother trying to force a team fight like that when you're 300 gold off finishing a Radiance. Like, the Wraith King was well and truly out when Era saw the rotations from aggressive mode. They felt confident clearly, but does not pay off. Naive just gets back to farming. Gonna finish off that Radiance. Should have had it about 2 minutes ago, but again they took the fight for
Dire's middle tower
reasons.
is under attack.
Era sitting there with 7 permanent Agi at 17 minutes. That is substantially high. Just continues to roam around the map trying to hunt. It's aggressive mode trying to find their footing through this game. You'll get Skylark a blink up, so at least you have some decent initiation, and there's the Radiance. So now we may see a smoke from aggressive. They do have a nice little power spike on their side with these items. Era diffuses up Sunlight. He does have help. Fortune's End, and now the stun comes in with the Ice Blast. Era doesn't even connect. At least he got the Shadow Dance off. Looks like the Ice Blast did not connect on Era, but it will not matter. He goes down and now rejects. He gets a 3-man Dream Coil and does orb away. Era making a pretty big mistake there. There was no way you get the kill on Sunlight like that. So the tier 1 mid tower going to be a very easy target. While all that's been happening, the Wind Ranger has managed to farm up a full MKB. So there's that. They're going to find Pablo on the Doom now. This Wind Ranger going to be hitting pretty hard with Focus Fire. The evasion from the Radiance not really going to help the Wraith King too much. Not with this Wind Ranger anyway. Top lane, Lasso, gonna be there. Who have they caught out? It is gonna be Skylark on the Slaughter. He's in big, big trouble as the power shot will fly in from Wish. Now they'll go after the Oracle. And Era is already behind him. This should be a very, very simple kill, though he does Fortune's End. 3-man Dream Core once again rejects. Well, it was a 2-man, but they're gonna find 3 men out of it, perhaps. They'll find a second. Lil does go down on the AA. Godsent continue to run over aggressive mode, and they just continue to try and keep farming. It looks like we are going to see a Heaven's Harbor coming out on the Wraith King. How effective is that going to be, though? Of course, it is directed either towards the Slark or Wind Ranger. They both have ways of getting out of a team fight and resetting and coming back in. Now CTO will have a blink up on the Bat Rider. Aggressive 4k net worth lead behind. Era looking for this Wraith King. Doesn't quite find him.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Aggressive, they've smoked up. Unless they find a solo pick, any team fight they run into is still going to be incredibly hard to win. If they can find a solo pick off, it's perfectly fine. Rejects, is hiding in the trees. He's going to reveal himself. This is the exact wrong time, and he orbs right to them. He is in the tree, although nice blink away. Ice Blast, going to scout him out. Rejects, Cold Feet as well. He'll phase shift through all this damage as he orbs again. They'll get the Yules off, though. This is problematic, Rejects. How do you get out now? He'll go towards the left with the Silence. Still juking these guys out, looking for the blink. The stun connects. He'll phase shift. Does he have blink available? Not quite. They will get him. But now Era's here. He's going to buy back on the puck. Era has Aegis, so he's happy to team fight. Now the rest are coming in as a Shackle does land from Wish. Connecting on 2. CTO goes down. Lasso not really going to do too much. They held the Oracle. Looks like they will lose Slaughter. And well, there goes the Aegis, but who cares about that? You are winning a huge team fight as they only have the Wraith King left. In aggressive mode, we'll lose him as well. Era right behind. Do you even have Reincarnate? You do not. A 5-for-1 trade. I guess 5-for-2 if you count Rajix's buyback on the park. A strange team fight for Godsent to take, but I guess Era just knows how far ahead he is on the Slark and even Wish on the Wind Ranger. Sitting at 10k net worth. They'll go straight for that mid-tier 2. There are still 2 outer towers at the bot lane that they can go for after this.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They're going to be able to at least claim another tier 1. Aggressive, I don't think they can fight at all. There is no way they can take a team fight any longer. Not now, they require too much.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So everyone, back in the jungle. Get to farming, boys. Only thing is, Godsent are taking all out of towers. They're on to the last tier 2. They're going to leave it for now as they have found a pick off in mid. The Wraith King Naive going to get caught out with the lasso. He does not have Reincarnate. And he's been pounced up on. He is dead. And now we can go back to that bottom tier 2 tower that we were looking at. Maybe even the mid tier 3? Is that what we're looking at here for Godsent? I mean, the world's their oyster right now. It's no, they'll go for the bot tier 2. It's only Wish and Pablo, so they're gonna have to be backing off. Now you have a full pipe up on the support Doom to boot. Not that a pipe's super necessary in this game because there's not really much magic damage, but it does help up against the Ice Blast and Purifying Flames of the Oracle.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'll take that.
Aggressive. What are we doing? We're just sticking as 5. It's the only option. Trying desperately to get that BKB up on Sunright. Naive has the Heaven's Halberd. You got a BKB up on the Slark though. Ira's not going to care about that too much. They're looking to fight again. They're running right around Naive. Both teams just waiting for the other to pounce. If aggressive mode could win this team fight, it'd be huge for them. Skylark, he'll jump in straight after Ira, but the Dark Pact was there. Naive does have Reincarnation this time, so he feels a little more confident to keep going a little bit more forward.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Godsent, just gonna loop around. In fact, is that a puck taking the top tier 3 tower? I think it is.
Dire's top tower
Mr. Cameraman, can we look at top tower? Rajix, he was just pushing out the whole time. I'm not sure how much damage he got done. Lasso. They caught the Oracle. This is super bad for aggressive mode. They can't afford to lose him like this, but Ice Blast is going to fly in. They'll try and protect, as he will survive for now. They are going on the Wraith King instead, and there's the false promise on Naive. Still, the Oracle goes down, as well as Skylark on the Slaughter. Naive trying to turn around now, and he will pick up Pablo on the Doom. But the Reincarnation has been expended. And Godsent look to reset and perhaps go back in. Slark is back up to full HP. Era says he's not interested. They got the buybacks out. They're cool with this. And you know Reincarnation is going to be available for just a little bit on Naive, so you may look to make another play. As they are probably going to find Lil. Era pounces forward, gets the defusal off. CTO with the flame break. And Lil, no chance of surviving that. Aggressive mode, they are not allowed to leave their base now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Spartan tries to place a ward. This is not going to be pretty. Tries to get a sentry out. Does actually get the Glimmer Cape TP, but there's the Dream Core. Rejects. He doesn't care. He doesn't have buyback on this Oracle, so this is a very, very nice kill onto Spartan. He'll survive for a bit longer. But another kill for Godsent. This is turning into a good old-fashioned stomping. More and more items coming out on Godsent's side. Naive, he's trying to get into an Abyssal Blade now, the Wraith King. They certainly need a way to lock this Slark down before he gets Dark Packed off.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Are scanning.
Era will just keep farming away happily. He's going for an MKB next. Skylark finds CTO. Nice 4-staff away from the Batrider, but they'll continue chasing. But Wish gets a shackle off on Skylark. It won't latch onto anything, but look at the damage he deals. He almost burst down the Slardar. Surviving on 90 HP. Jix possibly could get caught out bot, but he does get into the tree line. Should be able to TP away if he needs to. Godsent, they're waiting for the next Roshan. And it is going to actually be a fairly fast Roshan. Looks like it'll be up in about 30 seconds to a minute. Wish is just going directly for a Lincoln Sphere now. He just wants to be able to sit there and focus fire people down.
We see you.
A prize.
I'll take that.
Era. Again, spots out Spartan. Fortune's in. Lasso. Gonna hold him down. Or Spartan. Are they really gonna try and team fight this? Heaven's Halberd. BKB popped. Era says, okay, we'll fight. Focus fire. Taking down the Wraith King very, very quick. Naive. He's gonna lose his reincarnation straight away. Spartan. He just got buyback and he will expend immediately. But Naive is in still a lot of trouble. Wish. Gonna take him down though. No, the False Promise will save. Nice blast. They look to go back in. Era still looking very healthy. He shadow dances. Stun will not connect from Skylark. That Ice Blast didn't hit on Era either, so he just heals up throughout all this, and they look to just go back in. Do they? They will leave Pablo to get stunned. Pablo. Godsent, they don't actually want to go back into this team fight. Fair enough. Skylark now trying to go for a stun on CTO. Will miss. I thought that was just an easy return back into the team fight for Godsent. Just didn't want to risk it. Now the Roshan's available, and that's going to be a buyback forced out from the Doom. You have Rejix now with an Aghanim Scepter Dream Call as well. So, oh, he gets stunned up immediately though. Double stunned in fact. Sunlight and Skylark don't chain it properly, and that all allow the phase shift as the BKB will not work with Lasso. An aggressive mode falling apart. Spartan just TP's up, but the Dream Call is going to be there on Lil. Era, once again, going to get some more permanent agi. The Roshan going to be given the way of Godsent, and he has 19 permanent agility.
Double damage.
That's a lot. That is a lot. The Roshan with Focus Fire, double damage on Wish, really doesn't last long. Aggressive mode surprisingly haven't lost to Rax yet. So there's that going for them. You've got a Basher up on the Wraith King now, so you are getting closer to the Abyssal Blade.
I'll take that.
Skylark has double gloves of haste. CTO looking for a lasso, doesn't get it. The Skylarks are playing Warcraft 3 right now, apparently, with the double gloves of haste. His bot lane, Regit, almost gets caught out, but doesn't. Will be able to get out of there as Era now moving forward onto that BKB DK. Still the DK going to try and run away. Lil does go down to Wish, and now the Dragon Knight. Flame break back, lasso there. Sitting Duck does go down.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Rinse and repeat for Godsent. They just want to keep farming permanent Agi, apparently.
Dire's bottom tower.
So they seriously not going to go high ground? They are. Of course they are. The bot lane. They are pushing in now. Skylark is pushing in the mid lane, but there's a Rax being taken, Mr. Cameraman.
Is under attack.
Rather a tier 3.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Godsent.
Dire's bottom barracks
Quick,
are under
easy
attack.
Rax.
Dire's bottom barracks.
Do they stick around for a second one? I think they could definitely do it. They've already put the repair kit on the mid tier 3. They're expecting it on the side of aggressive mode. It looks like Godsent are going to take their time. They have a 19k net worth lead at 34 minutes, so it's tough to come back from that. But we do finally see the Abyssal Blade coming out on the Wraith King now. Speaking of that Wraith King, he's surrounded. Naive, going to land a very nice shackle. And there is absolutely zero help around. They'll go through the first life. Aggressive mode starting to come in. They missed the pounce on the Wraith King. Still, Naive falling low again. Shackle shot won't even latch, but look at the damage. False Promise, I don't even think he survives through this, as they do lasso him up. Nice blast flies through. This Wraith King is 100% dead. They got the Doom off onto Sunlight. And he's going down on the DK. And that's the GG, well played. Looks like aggressive mode have had enough of this game. Era will finish with 23 permanent agility. Almost 24 if you found Lil on the AA. And so there's two things about this game. Number one, Wind Ranger apparently worked, so I take my statements back earlier on in the draft. Number two, why would you let a DK lane against a Slark? I truly believe that's probably the reason why they lost this game. Like, how was Sunlight meant to even get online when he's got the worst matchup possible? Anyway, we'll go to the second game. It is a BO3 after all. I'm sure aggressive mode will rethink their strategies going into the next game. We'll see you again very, very soon.